ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन्महादेवाय नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। Hari Om, salutations to all. So from today we will take up the 12 Jyotirlingas. Each day, one Jyotirlinga of Bhagavan. We will understand about the Mahatmya and the stories, the shlokas associated with it, and meditate on that linga, that form. So, as we know, so what is a Jyotirlinga? Jyoti means light, and linga means a symbol. So, Jyotirlinga means that linga or that symbol which indicates to us the nature of Supreme Lord, who is consciousness, who is Jyoti. So, Jyotirlinga, so the linga itself means a symbol. Like yesterday, we celebrated the Independence Day. So, the flag is the symbol of our country, its culture, its honor, all that. And so, one has to maintain the dignity of the flag because the flag is the symbol of the country, is the linga. So, linga also means, because the meaning is symbol, our subtle body is also called linga sharira. Sukshma sharir, linga sharir. Why? Because it is the symbol. As long as the subtle body is in the gross body, in this physical body, there is life. The moment this subtle body ejects out of the gross body, this becomes lifeless. So association of the subtle body with the gross body, we call the birth happens, and then the physical birth happens. So the jiva associates with the body in the womb of the mother. So around 6 to 8 weeks during that time. And when that subtle body disassociates from this physical body, then that is called the death. So of course, 6 to 8 weeks, the association of the subtle body happens with the gross body in the womb of the mother. Then 9 months, the child is physically born. So association and disassociation. So linga sharir. So subtle body is the indication of life in this gross body. And the second meaning of the word linga is that which makes the mind completely silent, which dissolves the ego fully, is called linga. Linam gamayati iti lingam. The mind becomes completely absorbed, quiet, silent when one meditates on the form or whatever that pointer of the formless is. The linga, Bhagavan is worshipped through the linga. So, second meaning of the word linga is that it is consciousness in which the mind completely gets absorbed. Externally, yes, there is a form. Linga is supposed to be spherical in form, and there is a yoni. So linga is Shiva Tattva and yoni is Prakriti. So Purusha and Prakriti together one sees the linga is the depiction of the principle that if Srishti has to happen, then both Purusha and Prakriti are required. Only Prakriti is inert, only Purusha is non-dual. So there will not be any Srishti. Like Gurudev would give the example of the bulb and the electricity. By itself, electricity cannot give light. By itself, bulb cannot give light. Bulb and electricity come together, then there is light. Same way, Prakriti and Purusha, consciousness and nature or matter coming together. So, Linga, by worship of the Linga, one is worshipping both Shiva and Parvati, Purusha and Prakriti, consciousness and matter. And when one thinks of both consciousness and matter in their totality, we lose our ego because we are very small. So, Linga is like that. When one worships, one is not worshipping a stone, one is worshipping this philosophy that there is one consciousness that alone appears as the whole Srishti, and I am worshipping that because I am essentially one with that. And so the third meaning of Linga is the entire Srishti. The whole world is the Linga Rupa of Bhagavan. Very beautifully it says, Lingatmakam Hara Chara Chara Vishwarupin. Lingatmakam. Bhagavan is of the nature of consciousness and pervades the entire universe in the moving as well as non-moving. And so every being or everything in the world also is appearance of the divine consciousness. So each one is also a linga. We are also a linga actually in that sense. Because combination of Purush Prakriti is here also. And like that all the beings. So the mind of the devotee is all this is divine. And one is worshipping the Lord through one's actions, daily duties, daily conduct, behavior, words. So three meanings of linga. First meaning, it is a symbol. Second, symbol of what? Symbol of consciousness and matter. And contemplating on which the mind becomes completely absorbed. And that consciousness and matter alone pervades the whole universe. And so the whole universe is linga, is Bhagavan Shiva's Swarup. Now, Jyotirlinga means, so lingas are lots of them across the world. So many countless lingas are there. Jyotirlinga is specific places where Bhagavan has manifested, either because some devotee has done tapasya or Bhagavan manifests out of his own will, Swayambhu. And then having manifested there, Bhagavan was requested by the devotee that you please stay here, give darshan to the other devotees who come, and please remove their sorrows. So then Bhagavan decides to stay. Those 12 places are called the Jyotirlingas. Remember, every single linga is a manifestation of consciousness, appearance of consciousness alone. There is no, it is not that other lingas don't have Jyoti and these 12 lingas only have Jyoti. No, Jyoti is symbolic of consciousness and every linga is of the nature of consciousness. But the Jyotirlinga is a special place where Bhagavan specifically manifests and blesses the devotee and chooses to remain there because of the prayer of the devotees. And then that Tirtha Kshetra has got its own Mahima. And so Shiva Puran mentions about these 12 Jyotirlingas. It's not that human beings have created as per their will and wish. We will see how it uh, is explained. But the whole point is these are not imaginations of people, or they just came together and they established something and then they started making it popular, and today it is called a Jyotirlinga. Puranic references are there, Kote Rudra Samhita, etc. If you see all the 12 Jyotirlingas, the uh, story and the Mahima, etc., is given in Shiva Puran. Now, this Koti Rudra Samhita only mentions the Dwadasha Jyotirlinga in 3 shlokas. Saurashtre Somanatham cha Shrishailee Mallikarjunam Ujjainyam Mahakalam Omkare Parameshwaram. See, people think so. Some of these, no, they have twisted also. Omkaram Amaleshwaram. If you go to Omkareshwar, opposite that is Mamleshwar Mandir. So they think because they want to twist it and put it there. So then they think that there are 2 Jyotirlings there, Omkareshwar and Mamleshwar they call it. It is supposed to be Amaleshwar. Amala means pure. No Mala, where there is no Mala. The highest, the purest is Bhagavan. So Amal, the pure mind is called Amal. And the Lord of that pure mind, Amaleshwar. So there is one temple there, Amaleshwar Mandir. Now they twisted and put it inside there saying Omkaram Amaleshwaram, these are 2 Jyotirlings. Then if you go by that count, then the Jyotirling number will become 13. But and Omkaram again is wrong because all the places are mentioned in the 7th case in Sanskrit. Saurashtre, Shri Shaile, Ujjainyam, Omkare, all 7th cases in Saurashtra, in Shri Shaila, in Ujjain, in Omkar. Omkar indicates Omkareshwar, place. Like that. Himavat Prishthe, Dakinyam, Varanasyam, Gautami Tate, Chita Bhumau, Darukavane, Setubandhe, Ghush Shivalaye. All 12 places are all in 7th case. So what the Purana says is this. Saurashtre Somanatham cha. Somnath is the first Jyotirlinga. Of all the Jyotirlingas, Somnath is the most prominent one and the first one. Why it is first one we will see. Saurashtre Somanatham cha Shri Shaile Mallikarjunam. In Mallikarjun, uh, in Shri Shaila there is Mallikarjun Bhagavan. Then in Ujjain is Mahakaleshwar. In Omkareshwar is the Lord who is called Parameshwar. Omkare Parameshwaram. Then Kedaram Himavat Prishthe. Kedarnathji is in the Himalayas. Dakinyam Bhima Shankaram. Bhima Shankar. Here in Maharashtra. Varanasyam cha Vishvesham. Vishwanathji in Varanasi. And Gautami Tate. Trambakeshwar near Nashik. Trambakam Gautami Tate. Vaidyanatham Chitabhumau. Then in Chitabhumi Vaidyanath. So Vaidyanath, Devghar. So there Vaidyanatham Chitabhumau. Nagesham Darukavane. So Nageshwarnath is in Darukavana. Darukavan, uh, Gujarat. Setubandhe to Ramesham. In Rameshwaram is so Rameshwara is the name of the Lord. Setubandha is where the bridge was built by Bhagwan Ram there. Setubandhe tu Ramesham, and Ghushmesham cha Shivalaye. So Ghushmeshwar, it is near Ellora. So these 12, Dvadashaitani Namani Prataruthaya Ya Pathet, whoever chants these 12, having woken up, Sarva Papa Vinirmuktaha is free from all the sins, Sarva Siddhi Phalam Labhet, attains all the fulfillment of desires. Now this is 12 Jyotirlingas. I will put the shloka on the group. In that, the first one is Somnath. Soma means the moon, Chandrama. And the shloka for that is Saurashtradeshe Vishadeti Ramye Jyotirmayam Chandrakalavam Sam Bhakti Pradhanaya Kripavatirnam Tam Somanatham Sharanam Prapadye. Saurashtra Deshe, in the Saurashtra Pradesh, Gujarat, Vishade Atiramye, in the most serene, beautiful place, Jyotirmayam Chandrakalavam Sam, Bhagwan in the form of Jyoti, light. Who is that Bhagwan who came in the form of light? The one who has Chandrakala, who has the moon on his jata, Chandrakala that Supreme Lord Shiva manifested as a Jyoti in Saurashtra Pradesh, which is calm, serene, beautiful. For what? Bhakti Pradhanaya, for blessing devotees with bhakti, with devotion. Kripavatirnam, out of compassion, he manifested there. Tam Somanatham Sharanam Prapadye, that Somnath ji, I take his refuge. Now, why this Jyotirlinga is called as the first one? Because it is said that Brahmaji, the Shiva Puran, in this Kotirudra Samhita, so in that it is said here that, Brahmaji, when he made the Srishti, he established a small linga there. First linga he established there. That's what it says here, that yes. So here is what he says, that Brahmaji has established in the Prabhasa Kshetra a small linga in the form of an egg, and that is a Sparshalinga, Swayambhu Sparshalinga. Established meaning, sorry, when he dug the earth, that Swayambhu Sparshalinga has appeared. That's what it says here. And he did archana of that linga with honey and with darbha, and he closed it, kept a Brahma Shila on it. And on that, he established the big linga. So the small linga is a Swayambhu linga inside, and there is a big linga. Today, if you see also in Somnath, big linga is there. Of course, many times it has been rebuilt, etc. But the Purana also says the Swayambhu linga is Bhagwan has manifested there on his own out of his compassion. And then Brahmaji worshipped Bhagwan there, and then he has put the big Shivlinga there. Now, this place, how does it get the name Somnath? So the Puranic story is Daksha Prajapati, he married his 27 daughters to Chandra Devata. So Brahmaji told Daksha Prajapati that you take the creation forward, and Daksha Prajapati uh, ensured. What did he do? Uh, with his wife, uh, Asikni. So Daksha Prajapati and Asikni gave birth to Haryashva and Shabalashva and told them, now you take the creation forward. Then uh, these two went to the Narayan Sarovar. They started worshipping Bhagwan there, tapasya they started doing there. But Naradji goes there and he tells them about the temporary nature of this Srishti, etc. They get Vairagya and they renounce the world. So Daksha Prajapati gets very angry and he gives Naradji a curse that you will not be able to stay in one place, you will have to keep moving everywhere. And so when Daksha Prajapati complained to Brahmaji that, this Naradji, he did this, now how does the Srishti go ahead? So Brahmaji said that you must have a girl child through your wife now. And so he has now 60 of the girls are born to him, and 10 of them he gave to Dharma, 13 he gave to Kashyap, 27 he gave to Chandrama, 2 he gave to Bhutas, 2 he gave to Angiraka, and 2 to Krishaswa, and then Tarksha. The rest he gave to Tarksha, who is a Kashyapa. Now, in that 27, what he gave to uh, Chandrama, Chandrama is very partial. He has special affection and attachment to Rohini. And this Rohini, because of that attachment, he is unjust to the other, unfair to the other wives. And they complain to Daksha Prajapati. Daksha Prajapati comes and explains to him that, you should be fair to all of them, love them all equally. And so, uh, you should be protecting, you should have equal behavior with all of them, please them, make them happy. You should not have this type of partiality. He explains all that. But when Chandrama does not change, he continues to be partial. Then Daksha Prajapati gives him a curse that you will lose your effulgence, your brilliance, your teja. And day by day, his effulgence kept reducing because of that. Shruyatam Chandrayat Purvam Prarthito Bahudha Maya Namanitam Tvaya Yasmat Tasmatvam Cha Kshayi Bhava. Kshayi Bhava. Kshayaroga. He got Kshayaroga. So his effulgence will keep coming down. Now what happens? This moon is responsible for food, for medicine. So aushadhis and the food and all this on the earth, the juice of it, moon is responsible for quite a lot of it. The moon rays are beneficial for the plant and vegetable kingdom. Beneficial to the whole Srishti, but specifically to plants and vegetables, etc., which then the human beings and other beings they feed upon and then they derive their nourishment. So now, because the teja is becoming lesser, then what happens? The food is getting affected, the medicinal plants, etc., are getting affected, and so there's not enough food, there's not enough medicines, etc. There is offerings can't happen to devatas, pitrus, and so everybody in the Srishti is very disturbed. Then what happens? Chandrama, when his teja is going down, all the devatas, Indra, etc., with some rishis, they go to Brahmaji and they pray that please help. You are the creator. Brahmaji says, I can't do anything. He was warned, he didn't listen. the only one who can help him out now is Bhagwan Shiva. And so, what should he do? He has to do sadhana for it. And what is the sadhana that he prescribes? He says that Chandrama should go to this Prabhas Kshetra, Saurashtra, and where Somnath ji is. So he should go there to Prabhas Kshetra with the Devatas and Rishis and worship the Lord there, who is uh, in the form of a linga, and every day Vidhivat do the worship and do the japa of the Mrityunjay mantra, Mahamrityunjay mantra. Do the anushthan of that. And Bhagwan will bless him and his Kshaya Roga will go. Now, as per the instructions of Brahmaji, Chandra Devata goes there and for 6 months does the tapasya Bhagwan Shivji standing and does the japa of Mahamrityunjay mantra 10 crore times. And then Bhagwan is very happy with him and Bhagwan manifests there. And when he manifests, Karpura Gaura Bhasma Lepita Vadana Nagendra Hara Vibhushita Bhagwan Ashutosh manifests there. And Chandrama is very happy that Bhagwan has come. Finally, his tapasya has been successful. And he has tears in his eyes, his voice is choked. And he does the stuti of Bhagwan. And then Bhagwan asks him that seek, what do you seek? What do you want? And so he tells that this is what has happened with me and my effulgence is going down. It is creating a lot of disturbance in the whole Srishti. So you please help me. Please forgive my mistake that I was partial. I didn't listen to Daksha Prajapati. Now I will not do that. I repent for it. I am sorry for it. So when he has accepted his mistake and he is seeking forgiveness, he is ready to transform, then Bhagavan says that I grant you immortality. And in the Krishna Paksh, every day your kala will go lesser, but in the Shukla Paksh, it will keep increasing. So I can't remove the curse totally, your karma phala it is, but you are immortal, and this waxing and waning will keep happening in Shukla Paksha and Krishna Paksha. And so in every Purnima, you will become, because you have 16 kalas, so you will become full. That's why it's called Purnima. So every 16 days, he will become full. And so he says here, 15 days, sorry, every 15 days, the 15th day, he will become Purna and then Amavasya, both will come. So when Bhagavan said this, Bhagavan also said, whoever worships you on this day, so he named this day also as Somavar. The day which is dear to Bhagavan Shiva is Somavar. Because he gave such an exalted position to Chandra, he kept Chandra in a steady state on his jata. No waxing and waning of Chandrama on the jata of Bhagavan. And he ensured that on that day, on the Somvar, whoever worships Bhagavan Shiva becomes specially dear to the Lord, has fulfillment of desires and all that. So, Somvar, then Bhagavan keeps Som on his jata and he is granted him Amaratva, and he also tells him that you will attain your Purna Swarup and the day will be called as Purnima. So all this he got the blessing, and naturally when moon regained its glory, things have become all right in the Srishti. Now when Bhagwan has manifested there, Chandra Devata also requests Bhagwan that you please be here with Mother Parvati and continue to bless everyone in this Srishti, um, in the form of a Jyotirling, please remain here. So Shivji is worshipped generally as a linga, and Vishnu Bhagwan is worshipped as a Shaligram. So here the prayer is this. Um, so the Jyotirling Mahatmya, Somnath Jyotirling Mahatmya, the Shiv Puran, Koti Rudra Samhita, 14th chapter, 56 to 58 verse. They say beautifully, Prabhasam cha parikramya prithivikrama sambhavam phalam prapnoti shuddhatma mrita swarge mahiyate. Whoever does the parikrama of this Prabhasa Kshetra, and the result that person gets is parikrama prithvi. Prithvi krama sambhavam, then phalam prapnoti. That person attains that type of a punya. Shuddhatma will become pure and will rejoice in the heavens when that body is dropped. सोमलिंगम नरो दृष्ट्वा सर्वपापात् प्रमुच्यते लब्ध्वा फलं मनोभीष्टं मृतः स्वर्गं महीयते. Even when one sees Somanath ji, the lot of sins get destroyed and attains the fulfillment of desires, attains even heaven if one wants. Yadyat phalam samuddishya kurute tirthamuttamam tattat phalam avapnoti sarvatha natra samshayaha. If you have any specific desire and with that bhav one does the Tirtha Yatra, then Bhagavan fulfills that particular desire also. So now this is a Puranic story. What is the learning out of this? Chandrama is the symbol of our own mind. And this, so astrologically also, astronomically also, there will be some explanation about the 27 constellations and how the moon goes into these nakshatras. And then how he is particularly fascinated by Rohini. Rohini also a nakshatra. So astronomically, they will explain this phenomenon, and then that has got depicted here as a story. All that one can also say. I will share those details also. But spiritually, for a seeker, what is there to learn? Mind and the moon are connected. And see, in those days, in the Puranic times also, they have given the connection of the mind and the moon. The minds of people were disturbed when the moon was affected by Kshaya Roga. The food has got affected. So the rays of the moon, how they nurture the food, how in the Gita Bhagavan says, Somo Bhutva Rasatmakaha, that I nurture the plant and vegetable kingdom having become the moon through the juice. So then some of the beautiful facts are mentioned in this scriptures, and so the moon is connected to the mind. Our Please remember, when we say moon, it's not only the physical moon there. Physical moon has definitely an impact. The moon comes closer to the earth, tidal waves rise, water pressure rises in the body also, it will affect our mind. Scientifically, they have not done that research. I mean, the research does not prove, we don't have any conclusive evidence to prove the effect of the moon on the mind till today. But we have the impact we see that during those days when the earth is closer to the moon is closer to the earth, the tidal waves increase, how the people who go through mental health challenges also, their behavior goes to certain extremes. So like that one sees the effect of it, one sees now when will one do, when some research happens, when it will come out, etc. So moon has an impact on the mind and the mind of ours, and that's why Gurudev used to joke, he used to say that people after their marriage, they go for honeymoon, they don't go for honey sun. It is called honeymoon because if you were in the right state of mind, you would not have got married. You joke, just a casual remark. Don't take it so seriously. So, moon and the mind. And so the enjoyment we associate with moon, soma. Soma actually is not a drink which is intoxicating, alcoholic. It is actually Somras is an energizing drink. Soma plant, Somalata, from that Somalata that Somras is made, and it is highly energizing, and one needs tremendous physical strength and mental austerity, etc., to absorb the power of that energy. And that's why even Soma Yaga, etc., when it is done and Soma is offered to the Devatas, the energy of that is consumed by the Devatas. Then one takes the balance. So the power of Soma. Soma is actually the Somalata, and Soma also, as we see here, is associated with immortality. Chandrama has got immortality from Bhagwan. And so this Soma we associate with enjoyment. People have associated Soma and moon with enjoyment, and the mind is like that. We associate knowledge with the sun, emotions, enjoyment, romance, beauty, all that with the moon. And so this mind which is tempted, which is fascinated by the world outside, easily gets attached. And then when it gets attached, it's difficult to pull it out. That's the nature of the mind. Pramathi balavat dridham. Very, very strongly attached and unyielding is the mind. So even if Daksha Prajapati has told him, Kare, don't do this impartiality, that mind doesn't listen and again goes there. That becomes the cause of his downfall. Our sorrows are directly proportional to our downfall, to our attachment. If our attachments are there, our teja will go down. And so attachments have to be removed. We have to overcome our attachments. And that's why worship the Lord who is the Lord of detachment. Bhagwan Shiva is Lakulesha. He is Lord of detachment also. And so that Lord, when one worships, 6 months he has done the Upasana of Bhagwan, repented, said, I will not fall for this attachment again, I will let go of it. Then Bhagwan is pleased. And he gives him such exalted position. Chandrasekhara, Somashekhara, he is called. And so this is the spiritual understanding that today we pray to Bhagwan that please help us to come out of all our attachments, bless us with the vision of oneness, no partiality anywhere. And also this Somnath is a symbol of cultural resistance and revival. How many times this temple has been attacked? Why it has been attacked? Because it is also the symbol of tremendous prosperity, with all kinds of so precious stones and jewels, and uh, people have made that temple with all their dedication and heart. At one point in time, the linga was suspended in the air. That much of magnetic force was also there. And so it is also a symbol of scientific development of thought at that point in time, culmination of science, prosperity, culture, spiritual devotion of the people towards Bhagwan Shiva. And that place has been sacred. And there, if you go, even today, there's an arrow there which points out that from Somnath up to the South Pole, there is no landmass. People knew it those times, and we think that our ancestors did not travel far and wide, etc. And some people from outside there to come and teach us the art of, marine science and traveling in the sea, etc. Our ancestors have traveled far and wide, and they have told. So there is no landmass from there up to South Pole. Now, what is the point? So, scientific development, culture, prosperity, spiritual sadhanas, it's a culmination of all that. And then when people have continuously come and attacked, our ancestors have really fought 40,000, 50,000 at one time. People have given their lives to protect the deity, to protect Bhagwan there. And so Somnath has been destroyed 6 times by invasions. And the final last one, the present temple, was resurrected by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And so it is a symbol of cultural resistance also. It is a symbol of what our ancestors have done to protect and preserve this beautiful culture. Where others wanted to come, destroy it, and make us feel lesser and insult us, they have not given into this. And so Somnath is a very, very powerful place. There is a Sangam of Hiranya, Kapila, and Saraswati in this place, and Bhagwan Shiva is there. So today we will worship Bhagwan through the Mrityunjay mantra, because Chandrama did the Upasana of Bhagwan through the Mrityunjay mantra. So we will chant the Mrityunjay mantra. I will be sharing the form of Mrityunjay Bhagwan because we are doing Mrityunjay mantra. So that specific form is what we will meditate upon. Tomorrow I will take up more details about the form of Mrityunjay Bhagwan and meditate for tomorrow also on that. So this is the form of Mrityunjay Bhagwan. 8 hands he has, 2 hands the pot of nectar, 1 hand the Akshamala, 1 hand the Mrigamudra, and again 2 hands of 2 pots of nectar. More about this we will learn tomorrow. Today we will just keep this form and meditate.